Welcome back to the Morning Brew with Larry Aarons. I'm Erin, your co-host, and it's Local IQ segment with Siobhan, and we're talking about the arts, and you brought us a guest today.
Yes, so before I introduce my lovely guest, I wanted to talk about a couple upcoming art events in Albuquerque. Last week it was a pleasure to run into Albuquerque Poet Laureate Hakeem Bellamy.
Yeah, we had him on the show. Great guy.
Great, he's so cool, always a pleasure to see him. And he gave me a heads up on an upcoming event with Urban Verbs, which is a group he's involved with. Urban Verbs works with creating a progressive narrative around hip hop, and they work with collaborative artists, poets, visual artists, media makers, community organizers. Wow. And they have an upcoming event. It's a free 2-day digital workshop, and they're going to be working with spoken word and technology. And it's going to be this weekend, Friday, April 12th from 4 to 8 p.m. and the 13th from 6 to 10 p.m. And for those who can't drive or don't have a ride, they're going to be getting a shuttle bus around the city, so all participants can join.
And where is it?
It's at the Computer Clubhouse. So they're collaborating with the Computer Clubhouse, the Bully Prevention Program, and the Teen Program. And it's just a really cool, creative, innovative, intelligent way of storytelling through hip hop. So, you know, really cool. It's free. There's going to be food, but limited space, so arrive early.
Do you think they could even teach me to hip hop?
Yeah, I would love to see that, Larry.
I mean, I'm just hopeless in that, but you know, I can always learn, right?
Yeah, yeah. So go to this
Show us
workshop.
your skills, what you learned next week.
Well, then I could put it on TV. See,
Yeah, I'll
like,
let you
here's
borrow
what I
my
learned,
necklace.
You know, yeah, there you go.
Bling bling.
Some chains.
I'd have to change clothes, but I think I could pull it
I
off.
think you could too. And you know, he was excited to meet last week's guest, Jane DePayne. You know, they're both educators, and
Yeah.
he was I overheard them wanting to collaborate with technology and visual art, so I think that'd be something to look forward to. So.
All right.
And then also for this Local IQ issue out today, I had the opportunity to interview Ada Bell Allen, who is a local printmaking artist, and went to the studio and got to learn about printmaking, which I didn't really know much about the process. And she's an upcoming show at New Grounds Print Workshop and Gallery. It's next weekend. It opens April 19th from 5 to 8 p.m. It's free, and we have some images from there actually. So printmaking is just a really involved process. You know, I looked at this painting and just thought it was a one-dimensional painting, but I really got to understand the multi-layered process involved, and it was cool to hear straight from her with her intention with these images. You know, this is a digital collage of 3 photos, so it's a really cool, original, diverse medium to work with that involves etching, photography, painting. It's really cool.
It's really cool.
So if you guys are interested, they also have classes on printmaking at New Grounds Gallery. So
Look at all the stuff we can learn.
there's
really
so much in our
fun.
community,
You could
you
be a
know.
hip hop artist.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, a real artist, you know.
Yeah.
Man, this is great.
So now I'll introduce my guest, Jessica Helen Lopez.
Hi, good morning,
Good
everybody.
morning.
Thanks
Good
for
to
having
have
me.
you here.
Thank you for
Yeah,
being here.
Great to be here.
She's a local published poet and educator, and winner of the 2012 Women of the World Poetry Slam.
Wow,
right.
congratulations.
Okay.
Very honored to hold that title. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Amazing.
And I always have, you know, the pleasure of working with her a lot with Local IQ interviews. You're just involved in the scene so much, and really big community activist and educator. And so right now you're involved with La Palabra. That's your new thing. The Word is a Woman.
Right, that's right.
So what is that about, and why did you start that?
Well, it's a writers collective that includes women of all diverse backgrounds. And its inception was, March of last year in conjunction with the annual Women and Creativity Series as produced by National Hispanic Cultural Center and Harvard Art Center and all these other community programs. You know, basically it began by, I hosted a workshop, a month-long workshop that was all about embracing our bodies and our perceptions of ourselves in a positive way as women and young women. And I thought I didn't want it to end.
Yeah.
So let's form a group, you know, a get-along gang, if you will, but to sustain, ultimately, create and sustain safe spaces for expression for women and a mentorship model for younger writers. Basically, to express our artisan within, women of all diverse backgrounds. So that's where we're at right now.
That's really cool.
And that's what I love about poetry. It's like an outlet to just communicate how you're feeling, and it's a safe way to just let it go. So
Yeah, exactly.
How did you come to be a poet? What's your background? How did you arrive at this status?
I became a mother.
That'll
No,
do it.
but seriously, it was part of a what was deemed about 25 years ago as a subculture, but really a grassroots movement through slam poetry. And I found myself slamming at smoky jazz bars and coffee shops, and I was embraced immediately, as our community does here in Albuquerque and beyond. And I just wanted to hone my craft. And of course, there is a competitive element to it, so it makes it kind of, engaging in that way, like the Olympics. So you want to go back and you want to try to win, or if not, you say better luck next time. And because of that, I found myself, all kinds of opportunities opening for me along the way.
This is a photo of you. It's on screen now.
Yeah.
Tell us about that. That's a really lovely portrait right there.
Thank you. That's by my very good friend, Gina Marcel. She is a lovely photographer. She's also a palabracita, meaning she's part of the women's collective. And, I asked her, please, I need some nice pictures for my book.
Well, that's a nice picture.
Which you have right
I do,
here.
yeah. It's always messing with them boys. Yes, and I still do. And it was released by West End Press. A little over 2 years ago. John Crawford is amazing to work with, and Amanda Sutton. And, they've been around for over 25 years. It's an indie press that promotes women of color and blue-collar worker artists. And I happen to be involved in, or under that category, and it's wonderful to be under that press.
And this is a collection of all your poems, or a select few?
It's a collection of all the poems I had up until that point.
Yeah.
So 2 years, worked on some more pieces. But at that point, that they included those pieces that I had been working on for a few years at that time in my life.
Okay, you have a poem you want to do, and we want to talk about an event.
Yes.
So what you want to do first?
I don't know. Let's see. Maybe we should break here with a poem. How's that?
Yeah.
I think this is
sounds
a
good.
good time for
Okay.
your poem. Can we do that? Let's
sure.
do it.
Okay, I have a small poem. My daughter happens to be sitting behind the camera, so I would like to read this poem for her if I can.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Her name is Mia, and we call her Mia Sopapia. Okay, this is called My Mama is a Poet. Oh, silly, silly mama, why you always scratching words out of your head? Like nighttime pulgas, like old school rollers wrapped around the pelitos of your bangs, pink little pieces of crazy. Do you love poetry more than me, or because of me? Oh, silly, silly mama, why you always muttering to yourself, switching your hips to and fro, foaming up the dishes, your narrow behind, keeping time, bones clanking, elbows flapping, bumping to some unheard music, banging around in that belfry of a brain. Mama, will I be like you? Like you, I say, will I be like you, manless, big-footed, and loud-mouthed? Will men and mean-hearted women stuff a dish towel between my lips, lock me in the basement, force me to wash and fold their clothes? Will I have to find the time to rhyme between the chores? Pretend I don't love my poetry as much as I do. Fool myself into thinking I just ain't that good. Oh, silly, silly mama. Will I ever forget to write? Will I ever learn to love myself? Why you always crying, sad, sad mama, hiding your tears beneath a rain forest of a shower? If you want to forget, why you always writing to remember?
Wow.
Yay.
Thank you.
Let's hear it.
Thank you, Jessica.
Thanks. Thank you.
Fantastic.
And I love the
Gracias.
emotions that come out too.
Yeah.
When I see poets, it's just like this emotion comes out, and you take on
On
this
the edge
whole
of your
other
seat, you
person.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate
So if
it.
you want to hear more from that, there's an upcoming event at the Chemo Theater this weekend,
That's
correct?
right.
In our
Yes.
backyard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
With Jimmy Santiago Baca, you'll be reading and conversing with him.
That's correct. It's a book talk, a conversation with Jimmy Santiago Baca at the Chemo Theater this Friday on the 12th. Doors open at 7:30. The show begins at 8. You can go to chemotickets.com in order to purchase tickets and take a look at some additional information about the event. Basically, it's a plática, which means a conversation amongst friends. We're just going to talk with Jimmy. We're going to share poetry. Our city poet laureate, Hakeem Bellamy, will be there and introduce the show.
We've had Hakeem on the show.
Yeah,
Right?
that's right. So I'll be moderating the interview, and we'll also even have Keith Sanchez in the gallery before and afterwards playing music. Keith Sanchez of Keith Sanchez and the Moon Thieves.
Thank you for bringing your poetry.
Thank you for having
Thank
me.
you, Jessica. It's
Appreciate
great
it.
to know you, and please come back and do another one for us.
I will,
sometime, you?
Please.
certainly.
Siobhan,
Thank
thank
you,
you.
Siobhan.
Thank you, Larry.
Very nice. Siobhan
Thank
Otero
you.
with Local IQ, Jessica Lopez with their poetry, and the event coming up. We'll be back with more on the Morning Brew in a moment.